Yo, what's up? It's AJ here, and it's been a very long time since I made any of these kind of videos. And I mean, mainly it was because I decided a long time ago that I would stop making these just because it felt like an annoyance and just like another unneeded chore. But I'm really just in the mood today. I just woke up and I'm in the mood today to kind of just turn on the recording and just see where it goes, I guess. Just woken up and doing a farming right now, and I'm gonna go right to the pond. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with fishing. I mean, it's been a long time, and I'm probably gonna get it within like I'm gonna go to sleep soon, but I'll wake up and get it at some point then. So yeah, and I don't know if I'm not gonna have a party, that's for sure. I don't even know if I'm gonna tweet it really, but just because I'm too lazy. But yeah. So I started fishing. I think it was in the middle of May from last year, and now we're into April, and I'm just finishing now. And I did plan when I did start like to finish probably around December, maybe January. I'm not sure. Like, anyways, it was supposed to be like at least a few months from now, before now. But I kind of changed my pace a lot. I think I might have hopped around in skills a bit. I'm not sure. But basically, what was going on was the job that I still have. Basically, I could AFK fish during it, and that's what I'm kind of doing now again. But I could net like 7 to 8 mil weeks because of it. So like from all the AFK fishing plus some three-tick fishing at work, um, plus all the time I spent at home, obviously. Was getting me like 7 to 8 mil weeks, and I could get like 30 mil months, which was a pretty decent pace. And I could have actually gotten fishing done quite fast. But I did discover along the way that I could also do agility um, whilst I'm at work. So that really cut down on my fishing weeks. But I was getting a little bit more EHP, of course, which was all handy dandy. Right now I kind of picked up a bit on fishing at work just because one it's getting a little bit busier at work, so and it is definitely easier to catch up on it when I'm fishing instead of doing agility. But I kind of just wanted to, well, I guess one of the reasons why I was doing agility as well is because during the like downtime at work when there was nothing to do, I could play an alt, and I was getting that set up for Rune Dragons, which is almost done, um, which I'll be using for my next skill. So now that I'm gonna be finishing fishing here, my next goal is rune crafting, and I'm gonna do. A lot of people have asked me if I'm gonna do like alt lavas, soul lavas, ZMI, pain runners and shit. I'm just gonna do solo lavas with an alt for money. I'm not gonna do any alt trading at all because one, I can't afford it, and two, um, I don't know if I would be able to pull it off. It's a pretty hard method, and I've never done anything that hard in the game before, and it'd be cool to try it, but yeah, once again, the money is too much of an issue. The fact that I was doing a lot of agility at work cut down a lot on my money making potential. So now instead of being able to make like 10 bill, I can only make like 7, maybe 8 bill. So I gotta be a little more careful with where I'm allocating my money, and basically rune crafting is gonna make me like 3 bill plus if I play my cards right. So that's a huge chunk of money, especially for me in my position. So, but before I move on to rune crafting though, I'm gonna probably go full-time arty just for maybe a week. I don't know if it's gonna take me a week, maybe a little bit longer, just finish up a few quests on my alt and get that all set up. Won't take that long, just to make sure I got rune dragons all set and ready to go, and then I'll move on to rune crafting. Um, And I think I have like a few things that I'm gonna need to start taking care of within the coming month. Exams are coming up. I only have 2 exams, but I mean, I'm gonna start studying now while instead of just cram like 1 or 2 days beforehand, because I almost failed the one of my exams this semester. I did one. We're at 99%, and then the second one I did 75%, which was pretty scary because I thought I was gonna do a lot worse. But when I was writing the exam, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be like I'm gonna get like half the shit wrong. That's gonna suck because like the exam's like 50% of the mark. Nah, no, I'm just gonna make sure I get something safe. Like I'm gonna at least aim for like a 90, just to be safe. Yep. And and why I'm doing rune crafting next is mainly because of the money. There's nothing really like there's a few other things I could do. Like I could do smithing, I could do slayer, I could do crafting and herb lore, but I need to get 99 range on my alt, which will be done passively because I do zone, I do nightmare zone range on my alt sometimes while I'm at work, and that's just a little bit of passive range XP. Once I get to 99, then I guess I could do herb lore and crafting. Maybe not herb lore because I think that's a little too much GP per hour loss, and the money made doesn't counterbalance it enough. But crafting I could definitely do, and I could see myself doing that. I don't think I'm gonna take a break from rune crafting to do crafting, just because I'd like to do rune crafting straight, see if I can do it. And yeah, I've never really been a skill hopper, I guess. Besides doing agility at work, I guess, which I kind of wish I didn't end up doing. And a part of me wishes that, but then a part of me is also glad that I did get my alt set up. So it is what it is, I guess. But I think that I'm not gonna do that anymore. I think I'm gonna just runecraft. I have 2 options really. I could do like a lap and then AFK like for the duration of a lap, and then that'd be the block where I'm doing some work there, and then obviously I'd be able to do a little bit of work here and there like during the lap because most of it is just left clicking if I'm not doing anything with like a piece of paper. Or I could do soul runes, which is 45k XP per hour, pretty AFK. No, I don't. It's not really as AFK as fishing, but it'll definitely do the trick. Um, I definitely do get work done a little bit faster when I'm doing like I know when I'm doing fishing like AFK fishing as opposed to already roofs. I definitely get like work done at a faster rate, so I'll definitely have more free time at work, which is kind of funny, but yeah, more time for making lavas, I guess, uh, and more money as well from my alt. So but yeah, fishing as a whole was a very relaxing skill. It's a pretty easy skill. I mean, there's nothing much to it. Like you can see right now, like the clicking pattern that I'm doing, it's very minimal mouse movement. It's nothing compared to mining, even though mining isn't that hard either. Um, but I wouldn't say fishing's a joke, but it's definitely gotten so much easier ever since like resizable and zoom and uh and Herbtar I guess as well. Before Herbtar it was a little more difficult, but it's pretty consistent now and very minimal mouse movement. Just easy to get lost in a flow with this skill for sure. And I did do some imbuing like near the beginning of fishing. I did do some imbuing. Just I guess it was just for the hell of it. And I probably gained around like 1 to 2 mil magic XP on the way to normal fishing just from the imbues. But I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna do that anymore because there's no point in spending the astral runes when you're just gonna get to normal mage through Slayer anyway. Since I'm already at 50 mil magic, I don't think I have to worry about getting extra magic XP because I don't know if Slayer gets 200 mil magic or not, but yeah, I think I should be good in my position. Um, in runecrafting, I've been thinking about it, and if I'm able to get like 45k in XP per hour or more while I'm at work, plus like the 3 to 4 to 5 hours that I play per day on the PC itself, I should be able to net um, 3 mil plus weeks, which yeah, that's pretty low. I mean, I could probably get away with 4 to 5 mil weeks, to be honest. Like once I get more in the rhythm of it, because I think that I could do either phone souls while I'm doing like house chores and stuff like that, which I do a lot of house chores nowadays, because me and my wife were both in university and we have a kid, which I'll talk about actually in a little bit here, and we're really busy, so I have to do a lot of house chores right now, which it's probably gonna slow down. That's probably gonna slow down down the line once she's in university and she can handle a little more stuff, but. Yeah, we're super busy, and I can only really play like between 3 and 5 hours a day, which isn't really that much. But I still have that, I guess, a little bit of free time, so I'm not completely swamped with work. But yeah, so I could either do phone souls while I'm doing house chores, or I could just kind of bring my laptop around me and do soul runs like that. Either way, I should be able to get at least 4 mil weeks, which means I should be able to finish runecrafting within a year. I did finish fishing just within a year, but that's also mainly due to me doing agility while I'm at work, which was a very large portion of my XP per week at one point. So if I could get that's kind of the goal I'm gonna set really for myself. If I can get 2 mil runecrafting within a year, then I think I'm on the right track still. I'm not too far gone off the competitive side of this game. And speaking of which, since the last video, a lot of stuff has happened IRL, like a fuck ton. The first thing, notably, is that my child was born. It was a girl, and her name is Emma. She's 8 months now. She turned 8 months yesterday. And she's really healthy. She's really happy. We're really happy, and we want to have more kids. And we're trying for that right now. And yeah, we're just thank God, like we're blessed to have the kid. And I mean, like people say like, yeah, that's a lot of work, like having a kid. Like you must be super busy. I mean, like really, my busyness comes from the fact that I work full time and I go to university part time. The child, like it's more of like a stressor. It's more like a thing that's it's like a distraction thing you have to worry about all the time. You have to think about all the time. But I don't really like spend like a bunch of hours like towards her. It's just like I have to be there for her every single time she needs me or all that kind of stuff, which kind of puts a load like puts a mental load on yourself, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't say I spend like, like 20, 30 hours per week on taking care of the child, like alone. Maybe like 5 to 10, I guess. So I guess it's a little bit of time, but I mean, still, it's not that much. So it's not. And then once I've gotten used to like the whole family living thing, like it's actually pretty. It doesn't really affect me that much at all, really. The fact that I have a kid doesn't affect my gains too much, I don't think. Because I just bring my phone with me every time I go and either like change a diaper or feed her or put her to sleep and play with her, all that kind of stuff. I always have my phone with me, just AFK fishing away. Which I mean, it's half EHP per hour, but I mean, I'm not losing that much in the end, so it all works out pretty well for my EHP week's sake. What else do I want to talk about? I guess when I started fishing, the reason why I started fishing was because a shop, if you guys remember the Cramja shop, that was very crowded and very annoying to do right before it got removed, and I just kind of needed my safe space. And just decided, okay, well, I'll do fishing because I don't need to play an alt while I'm fishing, obviously, which was the mentality back then. Nowadays, I play an Amethyst alt, uh, soon to be Rune Dragon alt. And I kind of like Altscape now, really. I'm enjoying, having the second account to play. It's a little more entertaining, and I don't have to rely as much on like other forms of entertainment, like Netflix, YouTube, TeamSpeak, that kind of stuff. Like my alt makes the game pretty entertaining just to sit down and play and listen to music with. So, I mean, plus I also don't play that much, so I don't need to binge on several different forms of entertainment when I don't play that much anyway. So, music usually just keeps me occupied, and fishing is just like the perfect kind of skill to just zone out to, but it's not too hard, it's not too easy either. It's just like the perfect difficulty at this point for me. So I kind of wish I didn't. I kind of wish fishing wasn't over. It's a great skill to do, and it reminds me a lot of mining as well. And it's sad to see that it's gonna go. Hopefully I'll get the same feeling with runecrafting, maybe not, but either way I'll still try to push my way through runecrafting just because it's that one slow skill that everyone seems to trip over, kind of. Not everyone, but I mean, like a lot of people I've seen like do it and then burn out from it. So I just want to see if I can just push my way through it and finish it straight, like I've done with the other skills, somewhat. Um, was there anything else? Yeah, streaming. So I've got asked a lot. Am I going to stream ever again, or am I going to stream in the future? I think the last stream that I did was December of last year. And the reason being is because there was two reasons. It's because one, I moved, so we moved to a rural area too, so the internet's not as like we don't have fiber optic internet. The only internet we can get is internet that has like a usage limit. So I can only use 250 gigabytes worth of data per month, or bandwidth. I'm not sure what you call it, but uh, yeah. And then at this point, every single month we're using about 75% of it between me and my wife. On Netflix, YouTube, or I guess I'm not gonna say RS because that it's pretty minimal usage really. But yeah, I could maybe do like 5 streams per month max, and they wouldn't be too long streams either, maybe like 2 3 hours long at most. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is because I've been playing an alt while I fish like since then, and playing two accounts with my stream up is like too much load on my CPU, and it just becomes annoying to play, and it kind of affects my mood when I'm streaming too. I just seem like a very triggered person, and not really. I just don't enjoy it. Like I'm not in the mood. I'm not feeling it. Like it was a little bit easier when I was playing one account, just this account. But I was kind of bored after 2 or 3 hours because I was just sitting there fishing with just music and not that many people to talk to because my chat's not that big. I mean, my stream's not that big. But if I ever do get to the position where I have a good PC and my internet is allows for more usage, then I could consider streaming again for sure. It's fun. It's definitely fun to have people to talk to all the time when you're skilling. Um, so I'm getting a different job. I'm actually kind of doing a career switch. I'm in the middle of one right now where right now I'm a bookkeeper for an appraisal company, and just being at the appraisal company, being around the appraisers and being around all those people has actually inspired me to actually take the appraiser courses myself and actually become an appraiser and see what it's like. And basically, if you don't know what an appraiser is, it's basically or a real estate appraiser is where you visit a property and you analyze every single bit of it, heating systems, flooring, walls, and etc. And then you determine the value of that property, like the market value of that property, what it's going to sell for tomorrow, for example. And it's a pretty good job from what I've heard. So and then I know how much money they make too, which is like at least triple the amount that I'm making right now. So it's like a huge incentive for me to do it. It's only one course for me to get started, and I mean it's courses along the way while I'm working to get certified. But I could do one course this summer and then start working in September, and yeah, I'm really stoked for that. I'm really excited to start that and kind of turn in a new page in my life, I guess. And it's more of a career that's like always changing. So it'd be like something fresh to do, especially once I'm done with RuneScape and there's not like, and I don't end up finding something else to do as a hobby. Like it's definitely gonna be something sort of be able to use that sort of that drive that I have with RuneScape, I guess, to apply it to a job and just sort of be innovative in the way I work and stuff like that. And it encourages that a lot because it's always changing so much, and you got to adapt new mentalities sometimes, which sounds really interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that and seeing how that goes. Most of the work is done while I'm at home, so I'll still have all the time to play RS and AFK on the side. So none of that's gonna change once I get settled and I start getting used to my job, and it becomes more and more like brain dead, I guess. Even though it's not really a brain dead job, it's you definitely kind of get used to the rhythm of it after a while, from what I've heard. So I'll definitely still be able to AFK stuff while I play or while I work. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for this one. I should have wrote something down, honestly. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I don't know if I'm gonna make one of these like in the next year. Hopefully I'll make one like at some point while during the rune crafting grind. And I'm not gonna say like what I'm gonna do after rune crafting or any of that, because that's just gonna change probably. So there's no point in me saying it. Although I will say that I'm open to the idea of doing Slayer now. I'm more open to it now because I was really not open to it for such a long time because of the fact that it's going to get updated all the time. But really, I'm kind of starting to adopt the mentality where I just kind of don't give a fuck and I'll just do it just because it's a long skill, and I want a skill where I can put a lot of hours into it, not something that's going to be done within like 100 hours. Oh yeah, another thing. I got you can see the strength icon there on the XP drop with the red cross thingy. I didn't even know that was a thing until until I got to terminal strength actually, but I got it last night, and I noticed that I didn't notice I got it, but I did notice that I wasn't getting strength XP. I guess that's what it means. It tells you like how much XP you would have gotten if you didn't have 200 mil. So I got that, and I'm going to be finishing fishing, and then I'm also going to finish cooking after fishing before I move on to agility to finish my alt. Just do some Chrome ones there for a few hours and get that done. So I'll basically have gotten 3 tuner mills in one, which is a lot for my account because I only have 3 right now, and the last one that I got was thieving, and that was well over a year ago with just phone nights. So it'd be nice to basically double my tuner mill count and actually get some tuner mills after such a long time. It's a good feeling for sure, and definitely gonna be nice to have those 3 extra icons in TeamSpeak whenever I'm hanging out in there. Oh yeah, I might as well address that too. A lot of people ask me why I don't really TeamSpeak that much anymore, or why I seem to never TeamSpeak anymore. I still go in maybe once or twice a week, maybe 3 times. I'm not sure. I don't keep track of it, but I just kind of go in either when someone asks me to go in or when I really just am in the mood to go in, because right now RuneScape for me is more of something to wind down with. I don't play that many hours, so I mean I don't have to rely on TeamSpeak as entertainment. I already have like the social environment of my house. My child running all over the place, and my wife there is like it's a lot more socialization than I had before all of that. So TeamSpeak was almost kind of necessary because I didn't really have many people to talk to, so it just always gave me someone to talk to whenever I was bored. But nowadays it's different, so I don't really need it as much. So I just kind of come in whenever I really feel like it, or when someone asks me to, or yeah, I always, if people want me to come in, I always come in when they ask. But I'm not gonna just always come in like 24/7 because I like to have my moments alone for sure, and then I don't get that much time nowadays to really just kind of dwindle down and before I go to bed sort of thing. So yeah, but I mean, it has nothing to do with like the people at all. Like the people are still great. Like Solace is still great, Omnia is great, Hexus is great. Like the whole community is still as good as it was really. Just the Twitter side it seems a little bit dull nowadays, but compared to 2016. But that's just a personal thing really. Yeah, it's just because I have less time and I want to be able to just relax and chill whenever I want, which I don't get much time to do anymore. So, but yeah, I'll still come in, every now and then. There was a big break that I took between like September and I guess December, yeah, where I just didn't go on TeamSpeak at all. I didn't go on CC at all. I didn't go on Twitter at all. Uh, kind of isolated myself from the community for a few months just to see if I could do it, I guess, and because I was really kind of I felt a lot like I was really toxic within the community, which I guess looking back at it, I wasn't that toxic, I guess. I guess I turned a little bit weird before I left, but I feel like I'm a pretty normal person. Uh, just don't go on as much anymore, but I still go on and like a few tweets and tweet some random shit sometimes, just for shits and giggles. I don't really take Twitter seriously, nearly as seriously as I used to. I don't think I ever will. Uh, Actually, I'll tell you a story as you're like at the same around the same time. No, okay, so I got married. We married September 30th last year, and 2 weeks ago at my bachelor party, I had we had a little played a little game here with my friends where it's basically you punch the guy in the shoulder and then he punches you back in the shoulder, and you keep doing that back and forth until someone gives up. Well, I was so drunk that night that I didn't really feel the pain when I was punching him, and I just kept going, and he's like a huge dude with huge arms and shit like that. So it just really fucking shattered my bone, I guess, but I didn't feel it because I was just so wasted. But the next morning I could definitely tell something was not something was broken for sure in that hand, and it just happened to be the like the worst bone you could break in your hand, and it was the bone connecting the wrist to the thumb, which takes like 14 weeks I think to recover. Like ideally, it took more actually, but I had to get a cast on. It was my good hand. It was my left hand. That's the hand that I use my mouse with. And I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna affect my school. It's gonna affect it's gonna make my wife busier because there's certain things that I just can't do anymore. It's gonna make my RuneScape gains less fat, which I found out wasn't really the case actually, which I'll explain. So I had the cast on from mid-September all the way to December. Yeah, I guess it was a little bit less than 14 weeks. It was like 12, I guess. But or 11, I guess. Not sure. But I basically was still fishing, and I was just herb chart fishing though, and I found out that if I reassign my mouse keys using sharp keys to certain positions on my numpad, I could actually just fish with my numpad, just spam my numpad while holding down shift and control, and of course like letting go of shift every night, like letting go of shift when I have to like use the stuff, because I don't use conduit or OS Buddy anymore, so I don't use like shift configure or stuff like that, so I have to manually like press shift every single time I want to drop, which I kind of put it into the numpad there, and just spam the numpad, and I could just fish like that, just spam, like I wouldn't even touch my mouse, I would just spam the numpad, and just constantly herb tar fish like that, which was looked pretty sketchy honestly, but I mean it was legal because it was just mouse keys, so I couldn't get banned for it, which just felt weird. I guess it just looks like it shouldn't be allowed, but I wish I took a clip of it. I would show you in the video like what it looks like, and maybe even like I could have taken a video of what it looks like on my hands. just spamming the keys. But yeah, that was definitely a fun few fishing months there. Just spamming keys for hours on end. And then I took my cast off in December, and it just felt so good. There's so much dead skin under that cast, you won't believe it. Like, I think my thumbnail, like the part where the thumb, like where the part where your fingernail stops, like that little section there, I think it like moved down, so like my nail looks bigger now. I don't know if it was just, I don't know if that's just me though. Maybe it actually didn't, but that nail, like that thumbnail on my left hand looks bigger than the one on my right hand. And that's really weird. I've never noticed that before. But yeah. And then when I got my cast off, I started doing nature runes on my whilst I was fishing, which is pretty fucking intense. And I was making like 700k an hour. But that's before I knew about rune dragons and brutal black dragons and stuff like that. I didn't know that people were doing those for alt methods, which are, you know, more AFK and more GP per hour than that. But I thought I was doing the right thing. Like, I was like, oh fuck yeah, like nature runes, this is the pinnacle of like what you can do with fishing. But like it really isn't. It's really not even close actually. But that did hurt my hands like after an hour or two, and I think it was mainly due just because my wrist wasn't like fully healed, but it was like mostly healed. But I was really prone to like wrist pains and stuff like that after not much clicking, because even just sitting down and fishing, like after a few hours hurt my wrists. It doesn't hurt anymore because I think my hand's fully healed now, and even while I'm playing my alt and stuff like that, it still doesn't hurt. So I think I'm good now. I don't think I have to worry about my hand like being broken anymore. But I think I've rambled enough on this video, and I don't want to make any promises for more commentaries. I just kind of was in the mood to just turn it my recorder on and see where it goes, which didn't turn out that bad. I enjoyed this ramble for sure, and maybe, just maybe, I might do more in the future. Who knows? But no promises, guys. No promises. So see you on the other side. If you do see the next video, I'll probably be runecrafting in it, and see if I enjoy the skill. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.